Lele, welcome to Boss.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for saying yes. For anyone who has not seen Boss yet, Boss is my amazing executive interview series on LinkedIn, where I interview my fantastic network to help others learn, network, and pay it forward in this crazy new normal that is 2020.
I am an accessories designer. As you can see behind me, I consider myself just like an artist. And today, this is what I'm making is accessories. So anything that you're kind of wearing from, masks to earrings to headbands to jewelry to all those kind of things. And have an all women company. And we're based in Chelsea in New York. And, I've been doing this for many years. Was launched the jewelry at J. Crew. Directed the jewelry collection at Tory Burch and have had my line for the past 8 years or so. And so that's where we are today.
I'm buying all your products everywhere. But like, wouldn't this be great to kind of not only get advice from an entrepreneurial perspective, but also from a very practical, like, how can you get through life right now?
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, my biggest category expansion is something that was not in my trajectory. I didn't plan to make face masks. I don't, nobody did. And so it just kind of happened that the stuff that I make is a lot of feel good pieces. And when you just, going on a Zoom call and you're like, want to look a little bit extra special, then you just kind of throw on, a headband and there you go. And there's your look for the day.
Pulling things back a little bit, how did you get to where you are now? And where did that brain trust or boss network come from?
I think that, some people just be like, okay, overnight, like people are loving headbands, but I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for over 20 years and, started with apparel accessories, moved into jewelry, and then expanded to headbands and, other things, including like the masks. So I think you really can take advantage of opportunities where you are. And I've worked for some really great reputable companies like J. Crew, like Rebecca Taylor, like Tory Burch, where you can learn the trade and you have a network around you. And it's important to just keep your relationships because I still call my friends at J. Crew for, advice on production and things like that. And I actually did a collaboration with them last holiday. So that was, really, really exciting and special to kind of work with someone that you've worked with in the past. So I think it's really all about your network. And I think women in particular, because it is such a minority as entrepreneurs or business owners, it comes back to you when you pay things forward.
I love that. I mean, I believe that your network is your net worth. None of us could imagine that this is what 2020 was going to look like. When March happened and like the world shut down for the most part, like, what did you do? How did you think about that?
Nobody thought we'd still be doing this even now, and we're still doing this now. And I just remember thinking, okay, I've got to tell everyone not to come into the office tomorrow. Like there were still like coffee cups on the desks, like, no one had really anticipated how quickly that was going to change. And, it's a mode where you're up against yourself, looking at your reflection in the mirror, and you're like, this is your chance. You got to hustle, you got to innovate to survive this because there's no roadmap to this. Immediately, like let's do a charitable component. Let's, you're feeling for all these people that might need help, and you do a sale and do what you can. And then I thought, okay, all these people are donating masks. Well, I make so many headbands. What if I make a headband with buttons on them for all the healthcare workers that have to wear masks all day long? And then the power of social media and talking to people, I put a comment of like an illustration of a nurse kind of on our site. DM us if you're a healthcare worker and you would benefit from like headbands with little buttons on the sides to alleviate all the pain, around your ears. And we got over 3,500 comments of people who were like, yes, like I need this. I've been working all day and thank you so much. And so we knew that we needed to make masks and have some charitable component because I think people really do understand that it's about the whole community. It's about everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. And then just, from a business perspective and a supply chain, like did you have the supply chain that was set up to not only innovate and be creative with the headbands, but also then kind of get to that next step of actually creating what is now my most comfortable mask, having bought so
Oh,
many online.
simple. No, I didn't have it set up. I know how to do it. I've been doing it for other categories, but I mean, I'm using a completely new factory that actually is certified in making like PPE. There's just a lot of logistics. So we're trained in like figuring it out. And I think it was all about getting first to market. So I didn't even have my sample yet, but I knew what I wanted to do. And I use the same formula that I do in my headbands. You can have a solid, you can have a crystal, you can have this. And it's really about making something that you have to wear fun and kind of, I guess, expressing however you feel today. Like today, I was like, I need a bit of brightness and I'm just going to mix this up with this look. So I think it's just about doing that formula with a new category.
And back to like the business of solving problems and doing good. When you're doing good for the world, in many cases you also do good from a business and a revenue and a bottom line perspective. Like the two very much are intertwined. And so I did just read right before our interview an article around how what you sold almost 500,000 if not more masks for a
Yeah,
record annual revenue this year. Like that's incredible.
yeah. It's been a record year for us, which is amazing despite all the challenges that we're all facing. I mean, I'm in an empty office basically. We're working remotely and we're getting it done. So I think if you have the good support and a good team next to you, then that's you really have to lean on other people to get everything done. There's no roadmap anymore. It's just constantly um, innovating and adapting because we're changing so quickly. And the way that people are buying is changing so quickly.
According to PitchBook, quarterly VC funding for female founders also dropped to 3-year low. Speak to me about these stats. How do you think about strategic growth for all the entrepreneurs out there? And how do you leverage kind of what I referenced before, like social selling for your brands and really thinking about that new buyer behavior?
I think it's more important than ever. And I think people are smart and they have choices. And now that, everybody is online so much, you have an infinite amount of choices and you have the tools to just search, and you can search about this company and you can search about the ethics of the company and what their story is. And so it's really important to have that vision of who you want to be. And, I'm here to make pretty things and to make you happy, but at the same time, um, you know, I want to make sure that we all feel empowered, that we can dress how we want, we can be who we want to be. So I think we like as owners have this platform where I never did these live interviews. I never did live Instagram prior to the pandemic. And now I think I do something almost every day live. And it's just it I think people do appreciate your sentiments and how you feel about the company. And I think it's true and super more important than ever to have a voice and a personality behind your company. People really appreciated that intimate
Mhm.
like relationship that I have now with the community, and we call them ladies of Lele.
As both working parents during a pandemic, I have two young ones. One's 3, one's 6, one is currently in quarantine. How are you doing?
Well, when I started my business, I had two kids in the first 2 years. So they're 17 months apart. They're 6 and 7 right now. They're in school right now, but any day I could get one of those positive tests and they're out for a couple weeks. And then, what am I going to do? Work from home, work from there. I mean, I never thought I could do what I think a lot of us working moms did the second half of, the second semester of last year. And we'll just get it done.
Name your career role model or favorite boss.
I think Diane von Furstenberg's amazing. She's parlayed into such amazing social action.
One thing you'll commit to do in 2020 to help pay it forward.
I'm starting to do some more stuff with just better social initiatives and sustainable and organic and just thinking about the earth and thinking about how we're making things and becoming responsible for that.
What do you want to be known for over the next 6 to 12 months?
I'm happy if I put a smile on your face. You might not see it with the mask and all that. And then you got to get a chain too. So when you're at home and you're like taking them on and off and not wearing them all day long, you can just do that.
I love it. Everyone.